Back to where Potters walk. Where has the new manager actually improved Stoke City? That's what we're discussing this week. Also, the Stoke crowd, are they not helping at home games as much as they could? We'll ask these guys whether it's the fans that should motivate the players or the other way around. January window priorities, what does Stoke need to sign? And who should be the November player of the month? We've got Carl and Alfie back with us. Welcome back, you two. We're talking about the Burnley result. We know it's Burnley, but Carl, how disappointed were you with Stoke's performance?
Yeah, disappointed with it, to be honest with you. Other than the last 15 of the first half, I think we just showed them too much respect. I know they are in the top half of the table. I know they're a good footballing side. They're probably one of the favourites go straight back up, but at home we just stood off. We just stepped back, let them play the football. Yeah, there's not many people that expected a result, but I felt like we just lay on our backs and got our bellies tickled, really.
Cheers, Carl. Alfie, when the team sheet was announced, did you read it and know for it instantly that it was going for a 0-0?
Yeah, I thought, you go back five at home, it's what you're going to be after. I thought it looked all right, the lineup. I thought it was very defensive, like I say, but no, I thought the midfield and going forward, it looked all right. But it's just as soon as I see Gibson in the lineup, just puts me off. Well, you play for a 0-0 with Gibson, you're playing for a 1-0 loss, aren't you? So
that's what this tweet is. We'll have a look at that one in a second. Reese says, I never want to see the back five formation again. We can't play it. We've tried it for years and years, and guess what? It's failed every single time. What do I have to do to never see Ben Gibson play football again? He's a walking mistake. Sounds like you wrote that. You wrote that, Alfie. This back five, Carl, are they right? Don't want to ever see it again.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of it. I mean, they've tried it that many times. They tried it with Nathan Jones. We used to get battered with it then, and it just never seems to work for Stoke. Some teams can get it going, and we just never can. I mean, go for the 4-4-2 again, you know what I mean? Just make it solid. Everybody knows where they are. The wingers are the wingers. The back four are the back four. There's none of this floating up the wing, coming back, because some of our players just don't want track back as well. So with a back five, it's just never, ever going to do us any good at the minute.
Okay. Alfie, there's lots of talk on social media this weekend, and I don't like it because it's a loss to Burnley is no disgrace, but there's people questioning the manager in terms of what he's done to improve you. I'm not sure anyone's calling for his head, but there's questions like this saying, can you name one player that the manager has improved? All our better players are going backwards under him. The lone players who were on fire, he's getting nothing out of. This guy has got away with murder with the poxy draws he's been lucky with. Get him out quick. Can you name a player that has actually improved under Pelach so far?
I think Chamadu has. The last few games, I think he's been better than he was under Schumacher. Cannon looks a lot more. He's obviously scored quite a lot for us. He looks a lot more free, a lot more of a threat. He makes the runs, but no one picks him out. But then, in contrast to that, you could say Manuf and John Howe have gone downhill. So I think it evens out, but it's daft saying get him gone. I mean, it's just the same cycle again. There's no point, because then we'll get another manager in and he'll fail. He might as well finally just give someone time.
What do you think, Carl? I mean, the number of tweets saying I don't see what our style is. I don't see where we're going. I don't see the improvement. We're not likely to see that once he's had a couple of transfer windows, though, are we? We've been harsh.
Yeah. Some of us as Stoke fans, I think we do need manage expectations. I think we think a new manager is going to come in. We're going to steamroll right up into the playoffs. We're going to get that instant manager boost. We're not that side anymore, you know what I mean? We've had years and years of mismanagement. We've had years of dodgy buys. I think they just need pick a manager. I mean, I'd have liked it to have been Schumacher. I'd never had anything wrong with Schumacher. But if this is who they choose, just give him the time, because as long as we don't drop down, you need a manager who's going to install his identity. If we get rid of him in January, February, you've got to get another manager and the players have then got to get used to him. What I will say is I think this manager, Pelach, I think he's at least getting the team together. All right, some players are not playing well, but there's a togetherness all of a sudden. They celebrate, they run to the coaching staff. That's not happened before. That's not happened since Mark Hughes was manager in the prime days, So just give the guy time.
Okay. All right. Let's leave that one alone then. Alfie, the other discussion this week has been about home games and other Stoke fans. Could they do more to get behind the team? There was this response to those kind of questions from Adam. He says, it starts on the pitch. We are nearing 7 years of being bored to death by consecutive poor decisions from boardroom to changing room. We were outran, outbattled and outplayed in every part. But yeah, if the fans sang a decibel higher, we'd be top of the league. Jack says, how the hell are we supposed to get to behind that? There's absolutely nothing to get behind. As soon as we saw the team sheet, there was a plan for 0-0. Where do you sit on this? Is it the players to get the fans excited, or should the fans be doing more?
I can see where they're coming from, because it is hard to get behind, especially at home. It's hard to get behind them because it's like you said, it's been 7 years of just mediocrity and being close and going up. But one thing that wound me off the last two games were booing. What good is that doing? The manager's fairly new still. It's not a transfer window. He's been chucked in with a load of players that are mid-table players, and we're booing him. And the players, I don't think that helps. But I can see why fans are getting frustrated. But I think we probably could do more. I think we are quiet at home, and even when we're winning, we'll have a 5-minute period after we take the lead where we'll sing, and then it just goes quiet again. So, yeah, I'd argue we probably could do more.
Carl, what's your take on it?
Yeah, bit of both, really. Like I say, I understand. In order for get atmosphere, the players have got to be playing well. You've got you've got to be entertained. You've got to have something to get behind. But it was strange, that Preston game is the worst I've ever heard it. It was like there was a bit of singing before the ball was kicked, and the second the referee blew the whistle and the ball was played, it just went dead, and there was absolutely nothing. It was toxic before there was anything to be toxic about. I understand it because, like I say, the football's been shocking at times. But yeah, I probably need to do a bit more, but it's got to come from both. The players have got to entertain the fans. They've got to show a bit of something. If we aren't playing football like Brazil, but they're throwing bodies in front of the balls, flying in tackles, we will get behind that. Okay.
All right, let us know what you think. It's an old age debate, but yeah, we'd love the Bet365 to become what it used to be, that raucous atmosphere of where people don't want to go and play there, especially as an away team. But it sounds like we are a million miles away from that, Alfie, are we?
Yeah, we are. I think if we get into a playoff push, I think it will be rocking again. But yeah, there's just not much for us to get excited about at the minute, really.
Okay. Hopefully the Boxing Day fixture against Leeds will hopefully sort that out, maybe, and people will get behind the team against when the opposition is good. If it's Preston and Burnley, you can hardly help being, I suppose, up for games like that. Right, let's go back on then. January transfer window is round the corner. Carl's wish lists for Santa are being made by kids. Let's write the Stoke one, shall we? What's top of that list?
People will probably disagree with me, but defence, centre back, got to sort that out. We've touched on it, Gibson. You just need somebody solid at the centre back, and I think Liam touched on it a couple of weeks ago. Since we've come down, we've only ever spent 2 million on a centre back, and it's showing. It really is showing. Semedo is improving at right back. We've got Gooch to come back, so your left back and right back positions, you could still strengthen them. I think in terms of up top, Cannon's doing well. He just needs a feed. We've got sort of every striker going. I know Gallagher's injured, but we've got the big brute up top. We've got Cannon, who's the pacey goal scorer. We've got Tezgal, he can hold the ball up as well. So, I'd go for Summerton defence. I would definitely centre back.
Okay. Alfie?
Yeah, I agree with Carl. Go centre back, and I think a big part is when you've got a good back line, it gives the forward lads so much confidence because you can try something and take a risk, but then not be scared that if they lose the ball, they're fragile to conceding, which we are at the minute. Like every time a team goes forward, we just look so scared. And Carl touched on us spending 2 million on the centre back since we come down. We sold Harry Suter for what? How much was Suter and Collins? Must be near 30 million we got for both of them, and we spent 2 million on centre backs. So, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I'd understand if that money went on scoring loads of goals because you score more than you concede, but we don't do either. So, yeah, definitely centre back, maybe even 2.
Okay, all right. Sunderland next then. Talking about conceding. Away at the Stadium, you've had a very decent record up there, of course. Last couple of seasons, not last year. It was 3-1 you lost. But Carl, you remember the most famous result there, of course, 5-1 a couple of seasons ago. I've got the team here from that day. I just wanted to get both of your opinions on how far you've moved forward since that fixture. Carl, would you argue that the team here that went to Sunderland 5-1 is stronger or weaker than the current Stoke side?
I think it ranges really. I think up top we're stronger. Centre mid, the midfield area is about the same. Defensively, I think looking at that lineup, even though you've got an aging Phil Jagielka, I think that back four there is a lot better than what we've got now. I mean, we couldn't get Hoover in again this time. He was a brilliant player. He was. Dijon Sterling also good, and then Wilmot along Jagielka was, as mad as it sounds, it was better than what we've got now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Alfie, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree completely. Like I say, going forward, we're better, and Jagielka and Wilmot, they work really well together. And then Sterling and Hoover, they were wicked. But some Stoke fans didn't want Hoover back, and I can't think for the life of me why. He was towards the end. He was a lot better defensively, and he's always been so good going forward. It is a shame that we haven't been able to get him in again.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck against Sunderland. They are wobbling at the moment. They haven't won in 5, so this is probably a good time. Probably a good time to go and play them. Last one then. November Player of the Month. Let's get your takes on that if you can. Alfie, can you at all kick us off here?
Probably have to go Johansson again. He's the only one. He's the only one you can't criticise at the minute. I'm trying to think. Maybe Seko, if we're going away from Johansson. Yeah, but one of them two.
Okay. We can't have the goalkeeper winning this every single month, can we? Carl?
I'm just glad you asked Alfie first because I hadn't got a clue. I'm going to go for Seko, or possibly, I think he's improved massively, Semedo. I think he's shown big improvements the last few games. He was a bit iffy against Burnley, but before that, the 2 games before that, I thought he showed massive improvement. So Semedo or Seko.
Okay, brilliant. All right, thank you very much, you two. If you haven't yet subscribed, of course, to this particular Stoke channel, please do so. And there's others that you will find, but we have 20 minutes of very cheery chat every single week to review all stuff that's going on with Stoke. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Alfie. Have a great week. We'll see you the other side of the Sunderland game. Enjoy your football.